Hey yo, hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Take a look at this cover right here. Now, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire is one of my favorite Star Wars stories. In general, since I was a little kid. I have a lot of history with this story in particular. I read a bit of the novelization of it, the original novelization of Shadows of the Empire. It was given to me by Doug, so I read that, and when I was a little kid, my first exposure to Shadows of the Empire was, of course, the video game, which was absolutely fantastic and ranked as one of my favorite Star Wars video games of all time. Right up there with TIE Fighter and Battlefront. I like those. TIE Fighter was a fantastic game, and Rogue Squadron was a great game too. Rogue Leader and all the spin-offs, but Shadows of the Empire I've had a lot of exposure to when throughout the years. First with the game, then with the novel, now with the comic. And since I wanted to start getting into the Star Wars comics more in detail, because I've read them off and on here and there, but I never really got into full-fledged reading of the Star Wars comics, I knew where I wanted to start, and that was with Shadows of the Empire. So expect some more Star Wars comic reviews after this. I don't know how many. I mean, I have the Heir to the Empire series, well, the Thrawn trilogy as it's called, and I also have Dark Empire and Dark Empire 2. After that, I'm a little shaky on what I'm going to get next. Probably Star Wars Union, but I'm going off subject here. So, Shadows of the Empire. Let's talk about Shadows of the Empire. A lot of you are probably asking, what is Shadows of the Empire? Shadows of the Empire is a comic adaptation to the novel Shadows of the Empire, same title. So it is canon in the Star Wars universe. Just to let you know, everything I review of Star Wars with comics is going to be canon. It's going to count as continuity. Shadows of the Empire is a story that takes place in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, with even some of it taking place during Empire Strikes Back. You get introduction to a lot of new characters along with the main cast. Luke, Leia, Chewbacca, Lando, Boba Fett, Darth Vader all return. In addition to that, we get new people like Dash Rendar, who is my second favorite Star Wars character, and Prince Xizor of the Black Sun. The basic premise of the story is the main cast, Luke, Leia, Lando, and Chewbacca, are going after Boba Fett to try to get Han Solo back, while at the same time trying to find a way to fight against the Empire. A lot of details come into this, like the plans for the second Death Star with the Boston spies and how it's acquired, shows up in this story. So you see a lot of the rebels dealing with the Empire in that sense. In addition to that, you get to see the rebels also have their dealings with the Black Sun. See, the Black Sun is this organization controlled by Prince Xizor, the green dude. There we go. This is Prince Xizor right there. Little figure version of him. But Prince Xizor is playing both sides. He's playing the Empire and also playing the rebels. His true intentions is he just wants to humiliate and discredit and destroy Vader, because Vader is responsible for his family's death. And he goes to many lengths to do this. He sends out a death warrant on Luke Skywalker, because Vader currently right now has a bounty on Skywalker to bring him in alive. Xizor puts a bounty on Skywalker to bring him in dead. So a lot of this is also Skywalker, fending for his life against all these different mercenaries and bounty hunters that are going after him, including the Swoopgane and Jabba the Hutt. Although he does get help from Dash Rendar, who kind of helps save him and all that junk. Dash Rendar plays a smaller role in this than he does in the novel, which even in the novel he played kind of a small role. It's only in the game that he played a big role, but we'll get into that in a bit. So, the basic premise, without getting too confusing, is this. Luke, Leia, Chewbacca, Lando are going after Boba Fett to get Han back. At the same time, they have to deal with the Empire, and the Black Sun, Prince Xizor, is playing both the Empire and the Rebel Alliance. Luke Skywalker is wanted by Darth Vader to be brought in alive, while Xizor sends out a bounty to bring him in dead. So it's really just the main characters fending for their life. So with that said, let's get on to the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. good is this is a pretty good adaptation to the novel. Like I said, everything I review for Star Wars comics is going to consider in continuity. Well, it is a good adaptation to the graphic novel. It does omit a few things. For example, Luke's fight with, what was her name, Guri? Zizor's android, female android, that's not shown in this. A bit of Dash Rendar is omitted. Dash Rendar is a great character, and he was a secondary character in the novels. He wasn't that big. In the video game, he was the main character, and this he barely shows up, which disappointed me because, like I said, Dash Rendar is my second favorite character, second only to Luke Skywalker, who is the fucking man. So, a few things are omitted to this, mainly with the Black Sun and with some of the Empire stuff, but for the most part, the major what needs to be known information is in this. They did get that. The artwork is very nice. I enjoyed the artwork. I think the characters are drawn very nicely. They represent the respected actors that portrayed them in the movies very well. And the characters feel true to form. Luke Skywalker, Vader, those characters feel more true to form, where Leia kind of feels a little off, and Lando feels a little kind of off. Probably because we didn't get that much time to showcase them that much. So that's another good thing about this. In addition to that, despite its thickness, it's a quick read. You'll go through this in less than an hour. So that's another good thing to this. The story is very solid. Shadows of the Empire was always a good, fun story. Downside. Well, like I said, a few things are omitted in this that were in the novel. When you adapt a novel into comic form, then a lot of things are probably going to be taken out. Rest assured, the major important stuff is in here, but still, I would have liked them to put a little bit more. I mean, you could have spent a little bit more time on it. It could have been a little bit bigger if that meant getting more of the Shadows of the Empire story. I would have liked to see more Dash. I know he was a secondary character in the novels, but I liked him. This is more of a personal gripe for me. That and that they don't have chapters separating it. It just kind of keeps going. Originally, this was a 6-issue story arc, but they don't have the issues separated. It just kind of flows into each other. Which, if you're going to read it all in one sitting, it's not a bad thing. But if you want to read this over time, you're going to have to try to pick and choose where you want to stop at. And that's about all the bad I could say. It's just really that a lot of things were omitted that I wanted to see. But despite this, this is still a fantastic Star Wars comic. Maybe fantastic is a strong word. But again, I still think it's good. I think it's one of the better Star Wars comics. I do recommend this. This is a good place to start off if you want to read Star Wars comics. It's a good story. It's a fun story. The game is fun. The novel is fun. But if you don't have the time to read the novel, or if you can't get the game, Shadows of the Empire, the comic is good. You're going to pay about $17.95 for it. Star Wars comics are not cheap, but I would say it's worth the money here. So with that said, I'm going to end this review here. This is Andrew saying, peace out for now.